Hi, Tom. All the mics are on.
He hasn't called me yet.
Kurt, how you doing? Doing well, thank you.
Hello, James. Good, you? Good. Roger's here. Oh, Lord. That's what I said.
It is nice in here, Alexandra.
Good. You're good.
Yes, sir. Sir?
Scam call.
Hello?
Scam call.
Election call.
That's the mayor.
Hello?
Hey, Thomas.
Oh, sir. Okay.
I said it.
Yeah.
No.
Peter,
Yeah.
want me to go get him?
Yeah, might as well. We're running late now.
It's 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
Up.
Here comes Roger.
Bill. Go ahead and call the meeting order. Please stand for the invocation and pledge allegiance. Heavenly Father, thank you on behalf of all those who are gathered here today for a meeting to openly debate the issues that are important to our city and its residents. Thank you for civility, the measure of health, and for friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of improving our community. I pray for the agenda set before them today. Please offer those who live and work in and around our beloved city the benefit of your wisdom. In your most blessed name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Brown?
Here.
Mr. Ettinger?
Here.
Mr. Milan?
Here.
Mr. O'Connell?
Here.
Dr. Ruggles?
Here.
Mrs. Volcano?
Here.
Mayor Panto?
Here.
Approve the agenda.
Move to approve. Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Volcano?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Action amendments from our October 23rd
Move
council
to
meeting.
approve. Second.
Moved in second. Any deletions, corrections? Roll call.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Volcano?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
This moment we have a resolution to honor the death of Stephen J. Kohler.
Okay, we have a resolution being introduced by Peter Milan, co-sponsored by Kenneth Brown, James Ettinger, David O'Connell, Roger Ruggles, Sandra Volcano, and Salvatore J. Panto, Jr. Resolved by the Council of the City of Easton, Pennsylvania, that it was with a feeling of deep sorrow that we learned of the death of Stephen J. Kohler, Jr. on October the 20th, 2019. Mr. Kohler served honorably in the United States Navy during World War II. Mr. Kohler served the city and its citizens as a member of the fire department, retiring as deputy fire chief after 25 years of service. Mr. Kohler was a member of religious, military, social, and firefighter organizations. Mr. Kohler was a dedicated, faithful city employee and citizen. He performed his duties in an excellent and professional manner and was held in the highest esteem and affection by both friends and colleagues. We join in expressing our deepest sympathy and condolences to his family at this the time of their bereavement.
So moved.
Second.
At this point, would someone from the family come up for the resolution, please?
Do you want to take, oh, there's no vote. Okay, I'd never do that.
Tom, while he's walking over, do you want to do a quick roll call, please?
No roll call. It's a resolution. Oh, it is.
No, yes,
I'm sorry.
okay, I'm sorry. Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Volcano?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Cole, you can approach then.
My name is David Kohler. If you don't know me, I'm the eldest. My brother Steve with the hat. My sister Patricia. On behalf of my mother and us, we're very proud
We should
of my father, and I'd like to thank everyone for this proclamation. And he was very proud to serve the city of Easton.
Yes, he was.
So I don't know what else to say, but big thank you on behalf of his children and my mother, or our mother. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can
Thank
I
you.
say something? I just would like to express my condolences. Stevie was a good friend of my husband's and myself, and he'll be sadly missed. He was a good employee, and we thank you so very much for sharing him with us for 25 years.
Thank you.
I would also like to say something, Mr. Chairman.
Of course, Mayor.
David, to your entire family, we thank your family for the sacrifices they made in allowing your dad to work so diligently for us. I was proud to serve with him when he was our deputy fire chief, and he was a good person, not just a good firefighter.
Thank you, Mayor.
Anyone else from council? Okay, moving on to public comment on agenda items only. If anyone from the public would like to address council on any agenda items only, please come to the podium. Seeing none, moving on to the consent agenda, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, in the consent agenda, we have bill number 32, which is amending section 515-16, refilling excavations of chapter 515 streets and sidewalks of the code of the city of Easton, Pennsylvania.
I move the consent agenda. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussions? Roll call.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Volcano?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
There are the Eastern Area Joint Sewer Authority reports for June, July, and August 2019. And I will go ahead to report the committee's Finance Committee, Mr. Brown.
Thank you very much. I have two items on the agenda this evening. I'll be introducing bill number 33, and that's for the revenue sum for the city of Easton budget for 2020. And also bill number 34, which is fixing the rates for the 2020 budget season. That is what I have for this evening.
Thank you so much. Economic Development, Mrs. Volcano.
Thank you, Mr. Milan. I have this evening Bill number 35, which is an ordinance in reference to the redevelopment and us transferring it over to them, which is the Eastern Iron and Metal, which we were all spoke about earlier at another session. So it's not going to be permanent this time, but that's what I have on the agenda.
Thank you. Planning Code, Mr. O'Connell.
I have no report, Vice Mayor.
Thank you. I have no report for Public Safety. Public Works, Dr. Ruggles.
I have no report tonight.
Administration Committee, Mr. Ettinger.
I have no report tonight. However, I will be moving two resolutions. One, these are things that we've discussed already at other sessions. The services agreement with Blabbermouth and the ticketing process for the parking garages.
Thank you. Report of Solicitor, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. No report from the Solicitor's Office.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Mayor? Oh,
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I'd like, Mr. Deputy Vice Mayor, I'd like to just thank all the council members for their support in my reelection. I really appreciate the working team that we have, and I look forward to the next 4 years. I also like to make the announcement that we probably read about it in the news media, but we did receive a $1.3 million grant thanks to the college allowing us to use Delta Development Organization as our grant writer and preparer, and also they were visiting with us to the various departments about 3 weeks ago. On a Monday, we went out there right before the grants were announced. And I would like to thank both Representative Freeman and Senator Boscolo, who were the primary motivators of this. This is a grant. The multimodal grant comes from both the Democratic side and Republican side of both houses and the Senate, and they were very instrumental, especially a young lady out there named Peggy, who works for the Democratic caucus. She's been very helpful. This $1.3 million will make a lot of improvements, not just to the trestle to be able to access our Carl Sterner Arch Trail, but also stormwater drainage issues and safety issues for pedestrians being able to get across those streets and along that street with sidewalks and curbing and things like that. So we're really happy there. For a while, it looked like we wouldn't get as much as we asked for, but the $1.3 million is one of the larger grants that was offered. Also like to thank publicly the Iron Workers Union again for today putting up the peace candle, and all of our city employees who helped on that. It was a very cold day, as I understand it, back in Easton, but they just labored through it and got it done. So I'd like to thank them as well. And that's the end of my report, sir.
thank you, Mayor. Dr. Rogers, you had something else?
Do we have to make an announcement about the executive session we had after our last meeting?
No, sir, I'm sorry.
We did make an announcement before we went into executive session.
Oh, I thought we had to do one after.
That would-
Okay.
Let's pick up
No,
back out.
as long as you mention it once.
Sorry.
Okay, moving on to no correspondence, no unfinished business. Moving on to new business, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, yes, sir. We have bill number 33 being introduced by Kenneth Brown, an ordinance providing revenues and appropriating specific sums to be required for the city budget during the fiscal year of 2020.
So introduced.
We have bill number 34 being introduced by Kenneth Brown, an ordinance fixing the tax rate for all city purposes for the year 2020.
So introduced.
We have bill number 35 being introduced by Sandra Volcano, approving a real estate purchase option agreement.
So introduced.
We have a resolution being introduced by James Ettinger. Resolved that the Council of the City of Easton, Pennsylvania has reviewed and approves a one-year client service agreement, copy attached hereto, between the City of Easton, Pennsylvania and Tracy L. Werner, doing business as Blabbermouth Communications for the period beginning January the 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. Be it further resolved that council authorizes the mayor and the city controller to sign said agreement on behalf of the city and the city clerk to attest the same.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second discussion.
Question.
Dr. Ruggles?
Can we just add in the compensation portion of that? It says about out-of-pocket expenses related to scope of work described here and not to exceed $200. Can we just put down per month, just so that we're very clear as to what time frame that covers?
Yes.
I mean, I don't want it to be $200 per year. I just want to make sure that it's the right thing. And I think everybody knows that it's that, but I just like to have it clear.
Not to exceed $200 a month
Per month.
I believe that's what.
per month? Or
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Right, just bear with me, right. All right, so not to exceed $200 a month.
Guess we need an amendment. Do you need an amendment?
Excuse me?
No,
You don't need an amendment to add that?
no.
Ready for a roll call?
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Volcano?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Okay, we have a resolution being introduced by Roger Ruggles. Resolved that the Council of the City of Easton, Pennsylvania has reviewed and approves a proposal for civil engineering and landscape architecture services for the Center Square Park revitalization between the City of Easton and Pannoni Associates, copy attached here too. Be it further resolved that Council authorizes the mayor and city controller to sign said proposal on behalf of the City of Easton and the city clerk to attest the same.
So move.
Second.
May I just ask a question, Mr. Chairman?
Of course.
Did we eliminate those two paragraphs?
At first, I have 3 paragraphs, 14, 15, and 18.
Okay,
Which one,
14 and 18, please.
14, yes, they were both, but 15 will stay in then,
Yes, thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
Under discussion, may I also inform City Council that there will be a special meeting on December 3rd with a presentation by PennDOT about the various circle changes that they may be proposing and the options. I know Mr. Hopkins is in the audience. If they can add anything to that, it'll be a public meeting. The public will be invited to share their opinions and comments concerning any potential changes to the traffic pattern itself. The contract we're voting on tonight for Pannoni is to use the existing engineer to do upgrades to what we would call the parks, the circle itself, not the center square.
What time is that meeting?
6 o'clock.
Thank you.
Third.
Yeah.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Volcano?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
We have a resolution being introduced by Roger Ruggles. Resolved that the Council of the City of Easton has reviewed and approves a grant agreement, copy attached here too, between the City of Easton and Northampton County to provide a $3,850 grant to host 2 2020 e-cycling events at the city's Department of Public Works 500 Bushkill Drive complex. Be it further resolved that council authorizes the mayor and city controller to sign said contract on behalf of the city and the city clerk to attest the same.
So move.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Roll call.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Volcano?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
We have a resolution being introduced by Roger Ruggles. Whereas previously the Council of the City of Easton, Pennsylvania authorized the city administration to apply for a Northampton County hotel tax grant in the amount of $7,322.50 to be used for the fabrication of a sign on the Carl Sterner Arts Trail. Whereas the City of Easton is now requesting the terms of the agreement be amended to allow for an additional 12 months, December 31st of 2020, to complete the scope of the work under the agreement. Now therefore be it resolved that council designates the mayor as the official to execute all documents and agreements between the City of Easton, Pennsylvania and the County of Northampton to facilitate and assist with this grant.
So move.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Roll call.
Mrs. Volcano?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
We have a resolution being introduced by James Ettinger. Whereas the City of Easton is desirous of installing a cashless kiosk system to upgrade management of the ticketing process within the City of Easton's parking garages. And whereas the City of Easton intends to purchase the following items from CoStar approved vendors to facilitate said upgrade. 1, an IPS multi-space pay station, IPS group. 2, a GEM vehicles, best line equipment. And 3, license plate recognition, CSI or Communication Systems Integrators, LLC. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Easton authorizes the city administration to purchase the above-mentioned equipment from CoStar approved vendors per proposals attached hereto, and to install a cashless kiosk system to manage the ticketing process within the City of Easton's parking garages.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Dave Hopkins, I believe I've already asked you this, but I forget the answer, and I'm sorry. I know it's a cashless system. Does that mean people will not be able to use cash?
I think the short answer to that is yes.
Okay.
So it'll be credit card
Strictly
only.
credit card and
Yes.
debit card? Okay, thank you.
So that being said, I'm not sure if this is just housekeeping or if it's a requirement to be amended by the vendor. I'm gonna go ahead into the quote and remove bill note acceptors. We talked
That's
about
fine.
that.
It was only put in there as a placeholder to show the total value of
Fair
the
enough.
options.
So,
That's why the resolution is in place, because the resolution will dictate us what to use in the proposal.
okay.
And just to tie up the loose end, I'll have a revised quote tomorrow, and I'll give that to Tom.
Fair enough.
So if you don't have a credit card or debit card, you can't park in a garage.
Correct.
The signage should probably, let's say all that.
And we will no longer need attendance.
Well, we will and we won't, right, Dave? We have the guy driving.
Well, there,
Sir, can you come to the microphone?
I'm
closer.
sorry, I'm sorry.
Well, as we discussed during the initial presentation, I wanted to get that out there, that it's a scenario that could happen. They're in the budget for this year, fully funded. All I can say is we just need to experience a season with the machines in place to know whether we will or we won't. I have sat down with all three attendants, and we've discussed this. They understand, the possible implications of the new machinery. On the other hand, they do provide a lot of customer service to people exiting the garages. They give directions. They help with, places to eat. So there could be a
Like
need from a
ambassadors.
customer service standpoint. The only concern we have is in a gateless system where you prepay, it could be kind of confusing at the exit to have an attendant. So I think we won't really know until we kind
Try
of
it
get
out,
some
yeah.
experience under our belts, whether we will or we won't.
Thanks. Anything else?
Thank you.
Anybody else? Roll call.
Mayor Panto,
Aye.
Mr. Brown,
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger,
Aye.
Mr. Milan,
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell,
No.
okay, Dr. Ruggles,
Aye.
and Mrs. Volcano.
Aye.
This moment in me, we have a opportunity for anyone from the public to come and address City Council on any item regarding the city. Please approach the podium. Give your name and address for the record, please. Seeing none. Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second?
Second.
Moved in second. Roll call.
Mr. Milan?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connell?
Aye.
Dr. Ruggles?
Aye.
Mrs. Volcano?
Aye.
Mayor Panto?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mr. Ettinger?
Aye.
Thank
Have
you
a
all.
good time, Sal.
Thank you, Roger. Appreciate it.
Yeah, have
Yeah.
a great time, Sal.
How's
Relax,
the
take a
how's
vacation.
the weather?
Weather's rainy and cold, but other than that, we're having a great time.
Can't be as cold as it is here.
No, it's not as cold as there, and tomorrow's supposed to be 54, so we're all right
Oh,
with
well,
no rain.
I'll take that.
We're headed to Vienna tomorrow, so I'm happy. We're in Germany
Well,
now, headed to
enjoy.
Vienna, Austria tomorrow.
Enjoy.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Enjoy.
Thank you all. Good
Good night.
night.